In my head and Ryland James on Easy Rock. Good morning, Sean here. It is time for our Revelstoke Mayor Report with Mayor Gary Sulz. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Sean.
How are you?
I'm good. You?
I am doing excellent, Gary. Just excellent.
Awesome.
So I thought I'd give this a quick note up there that my wife just sent me a picture. Shannon and Andrea, there's a bear in your front yard up on Perks, just so you know. So don't let the kids out or shoot away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen it floating around there. It's a scrawny-looking thing, but it's in your yard right now. All right. With that said, Gary, what's new and exciting?
Well, just a couple things. Just so everybody's aware, soon they will be able to get their teen burger. The city has given the proponent what he needs. Now he just needs to find staff to open. So
that's an easy thing to do around here.
Yep. So anyway, good for that. Just want to bring up a couple things that came through council this past week. Definitely Columbia Basin Trust community initiatives have got some money out to people who've been asking for it. Just needs to be approved by the CSRD, and that'll be done next week. And then people will start to see some checks flowing, that sort of thing. So it's through the CBT. So really kind of nice to see that come to fruition. So everyone knows Recycle BC has changed operations. So as of July 1st, they will be blue bins and yellow bags, not the blue bags that we've been using. And I just stocked up on. They'll be blue bins, and it'll be a new way of doing things.
Now, it did say that they were going to deliver or give us the bins. Is that?
Yes, that's correct. And they're going to start June 15th. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. So the blue bins, the yellow bags, I guess there's a product that goes in yellow bags where it's cardboard or paper or whatever. And a recycling guide that will come as to how the new way of collecting and the way that we give them the recycling. So
are they the big tall blue bins that they have?
I have no idea, Sean.
Okay.
Once they come and see, I'm wondering the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And as to how big they're going to be.
Okay, so around the 15th, we'll start noticing bins and yellow bags dropped off?
Yellow bags of some sort. I'm not sure what they're made out of. But
okay.
It's going to be a product you put them in, they'll dump it, and they'll leave it back on your curb. So.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of nice as well. Some zoning amendment changes. C1, C2, animal clinics are now in that, and cafes in the light industrial areas, M1. So those are just text amendments that go along with our OCP. And because the government has allowed us to waive public hearings on those, so we're going to waive the public hearings. But if people have some concerns that their property is going to be affected by that, they can send an email to admin@revelstoke.ca and let us know their concerns. So
I would think checking that email every morning, they would be like, holy smokes, there's a lot in here. That's a lot in that inbox, I would think.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but the girls are good about keeping on that. So also with the Recovery Task Force, Council has waived all city fees for vending and busking on city sidewalks. So the use of sidewalks for retail, for dining, coffee shops, and outdoor patios for the remainder of 2020 are no charge, and those who have already paid fees will be refunded. So people want to do that, put a rack out in front of their store to sell their product, talk to the city about filling the application in, and it's not going to be charged for it, but it's just a little process to go through to get that to come to fruition. So.
All right, and the Splash Park's opening June 15th, or am I thinking wrong?
That week.
Oh, that week.
Sometime that week. And so part of the issue, because we're doing Lower Town with roads and whatnot, we need to make sure that there's no conflict with the work and with the children being able to get to the Splash Park. So right now we're going through Beriski's family property there to get to that area. They've allowed that, put a bit of a road in to also to get to the Gateway Hotel and into the Splash Park area while they're doing the work. So we just want to make sure there's no conflict. So city staff are monitoring that as to how that goes forward. So.
Okay. And we love making the news, don't we?
Oh,
we love making the national news or larger media news. And I just wanted to remind you that I had in Facebook, Facebook gives you like, 4 years ago this happened or whatever. And it was the SCO Hall thing. And it made me laugh because I forgot Larry the Cable Guy caught wind of this and made fun of it. And I thought, there's nothing like being made fun of by Larry the Cable Guy, a man who made the quote, "get her done," or "that's fun right there." That guy made fun of us. Just put that out there for you all. But we've made media news yet again, and it's rarely good. It's always something controversial.
So now we're trying to counteract the sad part. It seems like some of the media pick up the garbage things and go with it because people are interested.
Well, they're just here's the thing. When things go good, it's not all that exciting. The reality is that's the way it's designed. That's the way media's designed. I sat in class and learned all about it. That's exactly what we're taught. I mean, we can have city halls doing well. That's really not exciting. Mayor Sulz shows up with no pants. Very exciting. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying if he did, I would read that article over city halls doing well. Well, whoop-de-doo. That's not exciting. So it's not surprising that when what we're obviously talking about what's going on between the notes and the comments and tagging of Albertan cars and that type of thing.
And so, my message, the message from council going back out is just be kind to everyone. We don't know how they get here, why they're here, that sort of thing. And nor do we need to know. Just treat people the way that you would treat your family. Maybe just treat them the way you would want to be treated yourself because you want respect and love.
Oh, I get that people are irked and they just want people to stay in their own yards and play in their own backyards for a while. But you don't know everyone. Kirsten's family member ended up getting a vehicle from his brother that passed. Well, it was an Alberta plate, and it takes time to get it inspected and stuff.
Yep.
Luckily, it had all changed over, but he very easily could have had it tagged. But, that family, they've been here forever, longer than most.
That's right.
And it just happened to be that's the way it went down, right? Happened to have an Alberta plate, but Lane is busy. It takes time for him to inspect every vehicle. So it is what it is. And I think that's probably where
some of this stuff has happened and started. And, it was a resident that got this problem. So when we look at it, we say, just be kind, go. So my wife was born and raised here, as was her mother before. And that family is probably one of the first families that are going to say, we don't care where you're from, welcome. And my wife's mantra, she said we should have a little sign hanging under that new Revelstoke sign on both sides of the community that says welcome home. And that's kind of how the locals are looking at this, saying, hey, wherever you're from, this is home, welcome.
I think it'll all ease off over time. And, we're going to see, I'm sure there'll be some form of a resurgence with this. More people come out, you're bound to notice it, because if people are asymptomatic and a few more get it down the line, it's going to be a bit of a wave. Now, I did have a question about the fall winter.
Sure.
And if I read correctly, because international flights are looking like not going to be happening in 2020, that there'll be a bit of a divot here in the winter, I would imagine. But we'll still be open for, Canadians to be floating in and out and coming up and playing if they so choose to.
Yeah, and probably what we're going to do as far as marketing goes with those that want people here is regional marketing. Hoping we can get people from other parts of Canada to come, other parts of BC to be here. I don't know whether I mentioned last week in my conversation with Premier Horgan, he said, international travel, that'll probably be non-existent, not because the government's going to put an edict down saying, hey, don't come. It's because people are fearful and they want to make sure they're safe. And that's a prudent choice, and that's what we want for everyone here. So when people visit us, we want them to be safe. We want them to follow the same rules that we in this community are following because we're safe.
Is there anything else that's coming up that is going to be A, controversial, B, exciting, or C, we need to know?
Well, at this point in time, just dealing with collective impact. The other day we were talking about doing a backyard community barbecue where everybody maybe on July 1st go out in their backyard and eat there and kind of poke their head over at their neighbors saying, hi, how are you, as a community building spirit thing. So we're still looking at that. And
I thought it was like a backyard barbecue at Don Lowe's. Like everyone shows up at Don Lowe's backyard.
Well, I'll let her know that she better start buying the steaks now.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Gary.
All right.